Let's get the latest on trade this morning. The president did announce 100% tariffs on chips unless companies build in the United States. A number of chip names moving higher on the exemptions part of that news. But Intel is sitting this one out after the president called for the company's CEO, Lip-Bu Tan, to resign, calling him, quote, highly conflicted. That comes after Republican Senator Tom Cotton questioned his ties to China. Let's bring in Megan Casella from Washington with the latest. Morning, Megan.
Hey, good morning, Carl. That's right. A lot for the chip sector to navigate this morning. But first, let's start with Intel. Here was the president's exact wording on the Intel CEO. He said, the CEO of Intel is highly conflicted and must resign immediately. There is no other solution to this problem. So some harsh words there from the president. We have not yet heard from Intel publicly commenting on this one. But as you said, it does come after Senator Tom Cotton, an Arkansas Republican, claimed that the Intel CEO controlled dozens, he says, of Chinese companies, including 8 that he says had ties to the Chinese People Liberation Army. So much more to watch there with the president pressuring this CEO. Obviously, you saw the shares, you see the shares under pressure this morning, and also coming at the same time as that other big chip story. And as you mentioned, the exemptions part of this is going to be the key here. So take a listen to exactly what the president said last night.
We'll be putting a tariff on of approximately 100% on chips and semiconductors. But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge, even though you're building and you're not producing yet in terms of the big numbers of jobs and all of the things that you're building. If you're building, there will be no charge.
So he went on to say that even the intent to build could possibly shield a company from these tariffs. And the list of companies intending to build in the U.S. now is really long, especially after that CHIPS Act rollout under the Biden administration last year. NVIDIA, TSMC, even ASML, Global Foundries, all of these companies have these intentions or plans to build at various degrees of being underway or not. All of them potentially then shielded from the impact of what would be a very significant tariff. Guys, one major caveat I would say to flag here is that the statute being used in question here doesn't allow for company-specific exemptions. So there's not a way that the administration could easily say 100% tariffs for everybody except for example, Taiwan Semi. They can't do it that way. What they would have to do is find a way to very narrowly target specific products and maybe go chip by chip to find a way to exempt specific companies' chips themselves. So there's going to be a lot of creativity, I would say, here, and a lot of reason to watch the wording of this as we get it potentially as soon as later this month, guys.
Well, Megan, looking at the performance of Apple stock over the last 2 days, clearly there was also an expectation of a specific product being exempted, namely the iPhone. What do we know at this point in terms of that?
We don't know a whole lot, but I can tell you a little bit about expectations. So the way that this investigation into the semiconductor tariffs was written, it was really, really broad, much broader than most people expected. And it allowed for the possibility of tariffs on any products that even include semiconductors. So, of course, iPhones get caught up in that, as does, almost every product in the technology supply chain. So they're saying that they could possibly impose tariffs on all of that. But I have been told that the administration is unlikely to at least start there, that the tariffs would be more narrowly targeted to begin with and not include those downstream or derivative products. We have seen them show some flexibility on that with sort of the steel, aluminum, copper, and auto tariffs that are in place. There are some exemptions there as well with the broader parts of the supply chain. So likely to be shielded to start with, but I would say it does maintain that level of uncertainty that they would allow for it to potentially happen in the future, even once they announce the first round of tariffs.
Absolutely. It's not done ever, or until it's done, I guess. Megan, thank you so much.